Morning everyone, Tuesday morning, Andrea here from AC Podiatry coming on to give you your little weekly tip. Guys, I'm really enjoying jumping on and helping you guys, talking to you. Feedback's been really positive. So what I wanted to do today is go a little bit off piste and move away from what people would normally think podiatrists would talk about. Most people see podiatrists as being people who look at your feet and ankles, which we do, in the lower leg. But it's really important to understand that we have muscles much higher up the chain, particularly our glutes, which will contribute to how our foot functions and where specifically we place our foot. So why is the glute important? The glutes, or your bum muscles, are really important in stabilizing the hip, okay? And a lot of people are saying, yeah, but how is that going to play a part with my foot function? Well, think about it. When we're swinging our leg through, okay, and we only spend about 40% of the time with both feet on the ground, so we've got 60% of the time we're actually spending on one leg, okay, it becomes critically important to have the hip supported. And the reason it's critically important that the hip is supported is because if our hip drops or falls, this will in effect affect where we place our foot on the ground. And then this will have further ramifications as far as the load or the pressure that's going through our body. Now, it's incredible how many times, and I think it's just a product of our lifestyle, how many people come and see us who have really no gluteal activity. So the bum doesn't actually work. So it's not a question of not having enough strength. It's literally not having the neural pathway that the body actually even knows to turn the glute on. And this is a problem because if you do an exercise like a squat, the only time you'll actually feel the glute engage is if you get really deep. Now you might say, well, why is that a problem? Well, again, when we walk, our knee only bends about 30 degrees, okay? So if our glute's not switching on in that first 30 degrees of bend, okay, it's really useless. So much of what we do early on in treatment is to try and wake the glutes up, try and create that connection between the head and the glute so that the body understands that the glute actually exists and it's not asleep. And then once it's woken up, we can then start working on strengthening the glute. So what I wanted to do today was show you guys how to, in effect, start waking up your glute. Now, if you're really athletic, this may be too rudimentary for you, but the reality is most people we see are weekend warriors, people who are trying to get out there, lose weight, just get fit for the first time. And question people ask, well, Andrea, how do I know whether my glute's active or inactive? Very simply, when you walk, put your hand on your hip, okay? And when you get to about this point, do you feel the contraction of the glute underneath your hand, okay? For the vast majority of people, that's not going to happen, okay? And that just indicates that your glute is asleep, okay? So what we do is we say, well, okay, well, let's get a process going where we can wake it up. And that's where this little massage ball comes in, okay? I'm going to give this, I'm actually going to build over the coming weeks around different exercises to build activation and then invariably build some basic strength before moving on to more functional exercises. But this little massage ball can help you wake up your glute, okay? And it's really as simple as this. Getting a massage ball, again, it can be a tennis ball or a golf ball, it doesn't have to be a massage ball, and basically place this in your bum and between a wall, okay? So just in effect like this, okay? And then pushing hard against it, you just work it, okay? And what will happen, you'll find a trigger point, a sore spot, you find that point and you just massage it. Now, if you do that for a couple of minutes every day, hey Amy, how are you? Say hi, type something below. But if you do that for a couple of minutes, once or twice a day, you will start creating a connection between your brain and your bum. Your body will start to realize, or your brain will start to realize you actually have a glute, okay? And I know this from personal experience, okay? I've been doing this myself for the last 3 months, coming back from an Achilles rupture to get back to play. And one of the exercises I've been using to activate my glute is this one. So it's very simple. And if you're a beginner and haven't done much activity or exercise, or your coordination is not fantastic, for kids it's brilliant, okay? Just popping that against the wall, working it out, massaging it out, activating that glute, it's worth its weight in gold, okay? So I hope you've learned something today. If you've got any questions, pop them down below. Always happy to ask. Next week, I'm going to look at a little bit more advanced exercise on how to activate the glute before we then start moving on to some strength stuff. So have a great day. Adelaide is boiling hot this week, so stay cool. I'll talk to you again next week. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.